Good morning, and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center Spokane. For those of you that are here in person, and for all of you that are online. As our mission states, we are a vibrant community growing through spiritual practices and love. I am Jeff Hunter. I'll be your platform assistant this morning, and please take a moment to silence your cell phones.
Hold the microphone closer to your mouth, please.
Thank you. As always, we want to begin our time together by sharing our opening affirmation. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the Good. This is Unity's foundation principle. One presence, one power, one life living through and as each one of us. Today, we will hear from our guest speaker, Reverend McClure, and his talk before the Jello sets. I can think of about 4 jokes, but I'm not going to say them. Our music today is provided by our very own Greg Tenold, and yes, well deserved. And Jim McCurdy will provide us with an opening prayer. First, our song leaders, Sally and Jim, will start us off with our community song.
Put aside your cares of today and enter the quiet center of your soul. Let's start with a deep healing breath as we do. Please inhale, and if you will, hold it for 2 seconds. And then exhale and hold it for 2 seconds. As we practice, please inhale and exhale. Please inhale and exhale throughout this prayer, being aware of your breath as we go along. As you relax completely in your chairs with your feet on the floor, feel the presence of the divine energy, the one presence that permeates every cell of your body. Feel the aura that can be measured of the energy that surrounds you and bask in it. Feel the earth energy coming through your feet into your heart chakra to join with your reservoir of the divine energy. Bring the cosmic energy through your head as it resides in the heart chakra. Let the energy fill you, bleed over into the person next to you, and circulate throughout our room, meeting the need of every person who enters here. Know and please affirm that the divine presence, the one presence is all. And as it is all, we are one with the divine presence. The joy of this realization flows through us and out into the world. We welcome any sensations. We keep our heart open and our mind focused on whatever word we call it. As Dwayne Dyer would say, it could be God, it could be Yahweh, it could be Krishna, it could be Buddha, but it is the I am. Please affirm that I am one with the one presence. And the one presence exhibits wholeness. I am one with the wholeness of the divine present. We are all one in what we would call God's love. From this experience of wholeness, please affirm we know that separation is just an illusion. And we know that all opposites, male and female, health and sickness, and even life and death, are not the truth of us. Whatever we think we are actually everything else as well. We participate in the divine wholeness by blessing our service, our speakers, our musicians, and all the volunteers that make this service possible, and all who join here. We bless this center and our community. I would like for you to do one thing as we want to release this prayer into the universal mind and into the universe. Please take a deep breath, and as you exhale, release a giant Om. So as we inhale, Om. We are grateful for the knowledge that wholeness is what we really are, and for the realization that there is really only one of us here. We will walk this day blanketed, if you will, with the wholeness and the oneness, and we will see only the oneness in anyone who we meet. And so it is.
If only there was magic, if only I could fly, I'd find a way to chase the stars, never even wonder why. If only there were moonbeams that carried to the sun, I'd find a way to catch a ride, hope to capture one. If only there were rainbows every single day, I'd jump aboard a rainbow and I'd chase these dark clouds away. I'm ready for my rainbow. I'm ready now to fly. Come along, we'll chase the stars, clear up to the sky. Oh, ready for my rainbow, yes, I'm ready now to fly. If only there were rainbows every single day, I'd jump aboard a rainbow and I'd chase these dark clouds away. I'm ready for my rainbow. I'm ready now to fly. Come along, we'll chase the stars, clear up to the sky. Oh, ready for my rainbow, yes, I'm ready now to fly.
write that song, Greg? I did, yes. That's all for today. That man is magic. His whole family is magic. All the 10 olds. I was talking to Greg about the Expo 74, and Greg's father, John, had a sale, a unity sale on Canada Island. I think in 75, he had that when I was here, and we had a ball at that wonderful occasion. So good to see you again. Memories, yes.
Please pull your microphone down.
I'm not using that microphone. I'm using this microphone. Is that all right? Okay. Well, it hasn't been as hot as it was, but it's still hot.
David, how hot is it?
Well, it's so hot that they asked the Statue of Liberty to lower her arm. Can you imagine what it'd be like if the French brought the Statue of Liberty over like this or this? But I want to talk about this with you this morning. There was a man who received a parrot as a gift, and the bird had a really bad attitude and even a worse vocabulary. And every word out of the bird's mouth was rude, obnoxious, and laced with profanity. The man tried to change the bird's attitude by consistently saying only polite words to him, playing soft music, praying with him, and anything else he could think of to clean up the bird's vocabulary. And finally, he got so fed up, he yelled at the parrot, and the parrot yelled back. He shook the parrot, grabbed it, and shook it, and the parrot got angrier and ruder. And so, in desperation, the man threw up his hands, grabbed the parrot, and put him in the freezer. For a few minutes, the parrot squawked and kicked and screamed. And then suddenly there was nothing but silence, a total quiet. Not a peep was heard for over a minute. And finally, the man, fearing he maybe hurt the parrot, man quickly opened the door of the freezer, and the parrot calmly stepped out onto the outstretched hands of his master. And the parrot said to him, "I believe that I may have offended you with my rude language and actions. I'm sincerely remorseful for my inappropriate transgressions, and I am now ready to do everything I can to correct my rude and unforgivable behavior." The man was stunned at this change in the bird's attitude, and just as he was about to ask the parrot what had made such a dramatic change in his behavior, the parrot said, "One thing I need to ask you. What did the turkey do?" I'm sure every one of us in this room has tried to change the behavior of another person, or a dog, a cat, or even maybe a parrot. But have you spent much time working on changing your own behavior over the years? I know that there are things about me that I would like to change, and maybe some that you'd like me to change about me. God knows Donna has put me in the freezer a few times. Trying to change my ways. So I want to get this talk in this morning before my old self has time to click back in. Or as the title of my book, or not my book, I've got that on my mind, sorry about that. The title of this talk is Before the Jello Sets. I suppose you know this, but every morning when you wake up, there's a moment or two when you and I are literally needing to reassemble ourselves. Our data banks are still not sure which planet we are on, what day it is, and what's on the agenda for our day. But slowly but surely we begin to remember pieces of the identity we have taken on. Okay, I know that I have a name, and my name is David, and I'm pretty sure the woman sleeping next to me is Donna. We live in Spokane, Washington, and we're members of Unity Spiritual Center. What we may not know is that all of these pieces of information, these key clues to our identity, are what the Course in Miracles calls the past. The Course goes on to say that all we ever see is our past. That's an interesting way of looking at things. It means that over and over again we take on the same old stories, the same old identities from yesterday. Now you and I have to admit that it's mighty handy to have a few things to hang our hat on, information at our fingertips, what we are and what we need to take with us into the day and into our life. It's handy to have a name and a character that we're going to play while we're here on planet Earth. We all know that William Shakespeare once said, all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. So one theory is that before you and I came to the planet, we were given a script of a part we were supposed to play during our time here on Earth. And we got to choose co-actors who would play the roles of relatives, friends, and even those we're never going to get along with, no matter how hard we try. We were given props and scenery and cues to take with us. And so here we are today, playing a part, playing a role, and being the person we think we have been directed to be. And yet there comes a point where we no longer listen to the great director, and we start thinking that we know better about how we should be and what kind of a person we should be than anybody or anything else in the world. We know who the hell we are. And so while we settle into the role that we think we're supposed to play, we begin playing it and we play it to the hilt. People who are doing this are described as being set in their ways. Do you know someone that you might describe as being set in their ways? Nobody in this auditorium, of course. Perhaps that someone is you, who knows? Set in your ways is an idiom that means someone who is unwilling to change their habits, their behaviors, or their opinions. It can also be used to describe someone who has fixed ideas that they are unlikely to change even if they are old-fashioned. For example, you might say, she's set in her ways and refuses to listen to anybody. If we're talking about you or someone else that you know, they have this posture too, You can be pretty certain, come hell or high water, they ain't going to change what they think, their viewpoint, or their point of view. They're kind of like Archie Bunker, if you remember him, and this was certainly one of his poses. Or Maud, I sort of picture her in this way about life. They're pretty determined and pretty fixed in what they believe, and they are set in their ways. Some other synonyms for being set in your ways are adamant, adamantine, determined, dogged, and dyed in the wool. And if you're around someone who is set in their ways, Donna has an expression that she uses, walking on eggshells. Do you know what that means? She's going to be careful around this person because you never know what's going to happen. She walks a lot with me on eggshells. Research suggests that personality stability can be influenced by developmental constants, such as genetic or biological factors and early life experiences. Environmental factors like a long-term career, a long-term partner, or a long-term dwelling place can also play a role in being set in your ways. There seems to be an age at which a person allows their thought reasoning process to calcify. That can happen at any point when you stop being curious, when one refuses to permit another point of view to be correct. Here are a few other points for this setting in your ways. When you start assuming that your beliefs are the only correct beliefs there are. Or when one refuses to acknowledge mistakes and accept responsibility for their actions. Or how about this? When one seeks scapegoats to blame for their problems. Or when one stops seeking new facts and new information and is no longer willing to entertain new ideas. They are now set in their ways. The process becomes irreversible, but it requires, if you're going to change, you have to open your mind to a larger possibility and a larger world. And opening one's arms from this position. You have to be like the Statue of Liberty and open up to the possibilities. There's a point when we come to a crossroads in our life, and whether we know it or not, you and me and everyone else on this planet are at that point right now. Do you know what I'm talking about? I think you do. We're at a place right here and right now on our planet. We're at a place right here and right now in our church, in our community, in Unity Spiritual Center. Isn't that what our illustrious board president has said? We're at a crossroads, seeking guidance and direction on what steps to take and which way to turn. And crossing our arms like this doesn't help the process in any way. It won't cut it. We've all got to roll up our sleeves and get in the game. We need to raise our arm like liberty. You know, with elections fast approaching, that also is a crossroads situation. All of us are asking the great director in the sky within, or wherever we locate the great director, to show us what is the right direction and where to go and who to vote for. Tell us what to do. Tell us what to think and how to be. It kind of reminds me of the scene from the Tom Hanks movie Castaways. Any of you see that movie? It was a great movie. He played the part of Chuck, and he was a FedEx man, and he spent some time on a lonely island. But after he got back, he found himself at a four-way stop at the intersection of two dirt roads in the prairie sky after dropping off a FedEx package. And he stops to look at a map and doesn't know which direction to go. And a woman in a pickup truck stops to ask if he needs help, telling him that no matter which way he decides to go, there is uncertainty in every direction. Chuck seems excited by the prospect of adventure and doesn't feel lost, even though he might be physically. Well, that is a great metaphor for where we all are living on this planet at this time. Are you or are you not in a place right now where you are considering what to do with the rest of your life? I know I am. And I have a feeling there was one or two others of you that might be in the same boat. We may feel that we're like the Jello that we made last night for dessert. Is that the Jello I really wanted? Was that the flavor I really wanted to make? And was there something I needed to add to it before it sets? What about the mold that I'm putting it in? Is that the correct mold to put my Jello in? Sometimes we end up with the same old Jello once again. How did I end up with the same old Jello? Rather than new, fresh information, we gather up our old grievances, our old problems, our old attitudes. Is that what you really want to bring to your life today? It's there if you want to take it on again. But there may be something new and refreshing that you could add to your Jello before it sets. You could unfold your arms and permanently become open and receptive to the possibilities, or you can stay this way for the rest of your life. A few mornings this past week, I woke up with that question twirling around in my brain with a new sense of curiosity. What possibly could be ahead or in the next few hours? What new idea could I add to my life? What new way of looking at life could I throw into the mix before I settle on being the same old David again? What new possibility might be waiting for me and for you, Donna, and for each one of us who are here this morning? If you and I are up for it, that means that we need to plug into a higher truth than the ones that we're currently holding on to and clinging to. All I know is I ain't seen nothing yet. And the Bible puts it very clearly. It says, "Eye has not seen nor ear heard the good that God has in store for those who unfold their arms and stir their Jello." It says it in the book. Didn't you know that? Yeah. Well, all I know is that for me, the truth will never be found in the assembly of my old beliefs and identities. And all it will do is keep me stuck in the separation, lack, limitation, and scarcity that is a part of my life today. These old identities and beliefs do nothing but clog up the pipes and keep me in the freezer of life, preserving nothing more than who and what I am today. They keep me from seeing the aliveness and the beauty that exists in every moment, close by, waiting for me to unsettle my settled identity and look once again. One of my favorite lines from A Course in Miracles, found in the 31st chapter of the workbook: trials are but lessons you fail to learn, presented once again, so that where you made a faulty choice before, you now can make a better one, and thus escape all pain that what you chose before has brought to you. In every difficulty and all distress and each perplexity, Christ calls to you and gently says, "My brother, choose again." As much as all the king's horses and all the king's men tried to put Humpty Dumpty back together again, I desire to look for a daily practice of reviewing my choices, reviewing my attitudes, rearranging my prejudices, and my conclusions. This is a necessary, I think, practice for all of us. A happy practice that allows us to stay open and free and eager to receive life's immeasurable gifts. What I have found is that you have to be quick about this, though, and committed before the Jello sets. It must be the first thing you think of when you get up in the morning. I can hardly wait to see what this day is going to bring and what possibilities are there. I think it was Abraham Lincoln who said, "Every morning I wake up and I make up my bed and I make up my mind." It was Mary Ann Williamson, who's still running for president, by the way, who said, "True enlightenment is mostly unlearning the world's thought system and discovering the truth that will set you free." A man walked into a bar. He saw an ad on the side of the bar outside that said, we're looking for a bouncer. And so he went up to the bartender and he said, "Has anyone filled the bouncer position yet?" And the man said, "Not yet." The bartender said, "Do you have any experience?" "Well, no," said the man, "but watch this." He walked over and picked up an obviously drunk person and threw him right out the front door. "How about that for experience?" "Not bad," said the bartender, "but you'll need to talk to the boss to get the job." "Okay, where's he?" "Well, he's out on the sidewalk where you left him." Picture yourself a big, muscle-bound bouncer that maybe looks like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. His arms are crossed, and he's got that "no way, not now, not ever" look on his face. Anyone with a lick of sense can figure out that it would be best to leave the area and come back later and try again another time. Our current beliefs about the world and about ourselves are just like that bouncer. They block new ideas, new discoveries, new joys, new possibilities, and other goodies that the universe is desperately wanting to bestow upon you. And whether you know it or not, you and I can sneak past the bouncer of our limited thinking. All we have to do is add this thought to our mind. Are you ready for this? Here's the thought: I do not understand anything I see or hear, including what I'm talking to you about this morning. I do not understand anything I see or anything I hear. You don't have to believe that, but you simply have to do that. We are stuck in our ways when we are dominated by fear and separation and limited thinking. And that's because our brain is always looking for proof to substantiate our current beliefs. But when you begin to surrender all uncertainties, things like the world is flat, the chair that I'm currently sitting on is solid, or what I can't see with my physical eyes does not exist, when you are willing to release all of that, kinder, more loving realities come gushing in to your mix. If you are willing to surrender your feeble interpretations so that the infinite and incomparable light of the universe, which is your natural state, can sneak past and into your heart and into your mind, every morning will be a new day for you and a new page in the story of your life. So I close with the immortal words of Mel Brooks. Whatever you do, now yourself. Thank you. Bless you. Okay, we're going to do a little meditation experience. I want you to start out in a closed position. Put your hands together like this and cross your feet. You are adopting a stance in which it's pretty much impossible to penetrate your thoughts, your mind, and everything else that's going on inside of you. So take that and feel it for a moment. Be aware of how this feels and what it means to be in that condition. And now we are ready to unwind, to unset what we think we are and who we can be. Think about what it is you're trying to hold on to. What state of mind remains attached to you and you to it? And what do you think you might miss if you were to let it go and let God? And so now slowly uncross your feet and place your feet flat on the floor so that you can begin to feel your connection with the earth and all that the earth is connected to. Be aware of how this feels and what it means to take this position of openness. What is it that you are willing to open to? What new possibility are you beginning to take on as it takes shape in your mind and in your heart? Now slowly unwind your arms and place your hands in an open position on your lap. And feel how that feels. And what might this open you to? How will this make you more receptive, more unprotected, more open to presenting you with enlarging and expanding ideas for your consciousness? We all have this capacity to be open and receptive. My mind is now open. My heart is receptive. And miracles are happening through me. And so it is.
We must be the change we wish to see if we wish to change the world. Climb the highest mountain, seek to know the pearl. Start to learn to listen, find a way to see the changes we're looking for. They start in you and me. We must listen to our conscience, listen to our heart, seek to find a better way, seek to do our part. For the world needs a changing, it's not working this old way. We must be the change we wish to see and find a better way. For there's a new tomorrow ready to appear. We'll know we've made it when we give up our fear. So find forgiveness, forgive all you see, and be the change you must be. We must be the change we wish to see. We must look inside our heart, look inside and find a way to start. Start to know the mysteries, for there's more than there seems. Waken to that part of us that leads us to our dreams. We must open to our wisdom, open to our love, seek to find a better way before we push and shove. For the world, it needs a changing, it's not working this old way. We must be the change we wish to see and find a better way. For there's a new tomorrow ready to appear. We'll know we've made it when we give up our fear. So find forgiveness, forgive all you see, and be the change you must be. And be the love you must be. And be the change you must be.
Beautiful, Greg. Thank you. It's now that time in our service where we get to share. And hoping that Jello hasn't quite set in your consciousness of prosperity, and you are open to new possibilities, new avenues of supply, and unlimited good, we can enter into this experience. So in whatever form you give your gift today, try not to hold it too tightly. Just give it the light touch and let it flow in and through you as we bless our offerings with our offering statement together. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. freely we receive. Freely we express the allness of the universe in and through our gift. May it bless, inspire, heal, and transform. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Greg, Jim, and Reverend David, for a beautiful service. All of your talent is appreciated. Join me as we say our unity statement. Together, unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power, one presence, and one life. So wherever you are on your spiritual journey of transformation, you are welcome here, all of you. We appreciate you being here, and we certainly appreciate everybody that's watching online. If you're here for the first time, we have a welcome packet that has a coupon for a free drink at our barista stand and some other goodies. And if you are able, and if you feel like standing or raising your hand, would you please do that so that we can see you and give you our packet? Do we have anybody here for the first time? Oh, good. There's one right there. Excellent. Thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed the service. And we hope you'll come back and back and back. We love to see people. We encourage everyone to sign up for our e-newsletter that comes out on Wednesdays. And it lists all of our classes and events that are going on in the center. We're very, very busy. You can sign up for the e-newsletter by scanning the QR code on our screen or anywhere around the church. And you can find us at unityspokane.org. We'd also like to connect with you on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of those, whatever they are. I don't really get it, you know. Our chaplains today are Diane, who has been holding the service in prayer, and Al, who will be available to pray with you immediately following the service here in the sanctuary. If you have something heavy on your heart, if you have a joy you want to share, or if you just want to talk with somebody, please take advantage of our chaplains. It is a fabulous resource. You can also request a prayer by filling out the form that's in the seat pocket in front of you and placing that request in our prayer boxes, one at the back of the sanctuary and one in the atrium. And it will be, our chaplains will pray for 30 days over your prayer request, and they will also be sent to Silent Unity and prayed on for 30 days. And now, news you can use with Gay Kruger-Ribble.
Thank you. So let me click this here. We are looking for greeters, welcomers, and ushers. I just wanted to share with you that over 5 years ago when Dave and I came to Spokane, when we first came, when we moved here, I actually went to the Bissons and I said, could I be a greeter? I mean, it's like my first day. I decided that would be a great way to meet people, and it was. So just keep that thought in mind. Also, we have the Spokane Indians baseball game that's coming up, and that's going to be Tuesday, August 13th. There's a link on e-news. It's only $13. It's a great family event and a wonderful event for kind of all of our families to come together. Also, Hot August Nights is coming up, and it's going to be a little bit earlier this year. It's a family picnic, potluck, 5 p.m. to 7:30, and that is on August 16th, on a Friday. There's going to be live music and games, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, another great family event. And something that I really love is the sound bath. There's another one that's going to be coming up on Saturday, September 13th, 3 p.m. to 4:15. It's $30 per person. There's a link on the e-news. Please sign up for that. I know a lot of you wait till the last second and which is okay. You can say, I need a sound bath today. But it really is helpful to kind of know how many people we're going to have. So if you think you want to go, sign up. And then this is a brand new one. I'm really excited about this one. We are calling it Soulful Brush Painting Class. This is going to be on Saturday, September 21st, 2:30 to 4:30. It's $35. It's going to have an actual professional a painting instructor who's going to include paints, smocks, canvas. It's going to be a landscape, not the landscape that I put in the design there, but they're going to come up with a landscape that they're going to work with. It's going to be also a potluck, and it's going to be limited. So this one you do want to sign up for early because it will fill up. And that's news you can use for this week.
Thank you, Gay. All right, hopefully our kids have arrived. All right, let's sing We Are Walking in the Light. We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God. We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God. We are so blessed to have such an amazing youth ministry here at Unity Spiritual Center. We are so happy that you're here today, kids, and we want to specifically bless all of the adults that work with our youth. And guess what Sunday it is? Birthday Sunday, first Sunday of the month. If you have a birthday in August and you're able to stand, please stand so that we can honor and sing happy birthday to you. Any August birthdays? All right. Happy birthday, we love you. Happy birthday, and may all your dreams come true. When you blow out the candle, one light stays aglow. It's a love light in your eyes wherever you go. Happy birthday. All right. Let's bless our children now. Ready? Be the love you are. Sing the song you hear. Share your joy of life with people far and near. And for ourselves, be the love we are. Sing the song we hear. Share our joy of life with people far and near. All right. Kids, find your way back to whoever brought you. All right. And now, please stand as you are able and join us for our prayer of protection and followed by the peace song. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And that's the truth.